We are into the world where learning is not just happening, it is an evolution happening. The system, they have to understand that, because ultimately the system is going to carry them forward to the revolutionary areas where they're going. Here, the teacher needs to take up the role of a mentor in a very different way. If you are strong enough to maintain that bond, you are still a guru.
Welcome to the official podcast of Rachna Sagar Private Limited with St. Margarete Senior Secondary School, Rohini. Joining us today for the session, the principal of the school, Ms. Simi Bhatia, a dynamic leader committed to impart educational excellence to the students with innovation and great dedication. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Namita.
Ma'am, we are really honored to have you for this session.
Thank you very much. Privilege is ours as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Your insights and experience today will be a great value for the students who are watching this particular session, because the guidance coming straight from the mentor is really a guiding light for the students.
I understand.
So, ma'am, should we begin the session?
Why not?
Ma'am, in your opinion, how students' learning needs have changed?
We are into the world where learning is not just happening, it is an evolution happening.
Yes.
It is an evolution happening all over. It is not what the teachers teaching from the books. They need to know more, they want to know more, and they should know more.
Yes.
So that's all happening amongst various platforms, good or bad. Let me put it both ways. Some are very positive, some may be very negative also, but they're learning from all ends. And this age of curiosity, thanks to Corona, the devices in their hands, the knowledge is at their fingertips. So the teacher's learning, which is coming through, needs to be a very organized and structured and more motivating.
Yes, indeed it is.
Yes.
Ma'am, what initiatives should a school take for the kids to accommodate these kind of changes into their daily learning life?
School has a very strong role to play now. First very important thing I feel is that at this stage students coming to school is a must, because that's about 6 to 8 hours of detoxification from the device.
Great.
One major thing, that's a big thing that the school is doing, is they're keeping them away from the devices, which the parents have not been able to do so.
Yes.
They have not been successful at all to do so. So keeping them in line with the social interaction, that's a major thing that school is doing.
Yes.
That school is making them socially aware, socially interactive. Intellectual learning is definitely happening. Motivation is happening, because that's what is needed. As well as the learning needs are required, it is all over.
Yes. Ma'am, we always have some relation with one or the other. We have siblings, we have parents. What is your thought on teacher-student relationship?
Things have changed over the time. If we talk about earlier times, वो गुरु शिष्य से लेकर moving on to the student-teacher, mentor-learner relationship, it has turned to a very different thing. Here, the teacher needs to take up the role of a mentor in a very different way. If you are strong enough to maintain that bond, you are still a guru.
Yes.
You are still a guru.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the reason, we wish
Yes.
our teachers on Teachers' Day and on Guru Purnima as well.
Yes.
This is the major
That's
reason.
the Indian tradition, and I think it's what keeps us all going, especially in this profession.
Yes, ma'am, indeed it is. Ma'am, what are your opinion on that U-shaped sitting arrangement?
A concept which has come very late around. We have been using it for a very long time.
Okay.
My nursery classrooms have every month a different arrangement.
Great.
Sometimes a square arrangement where 4 face each other. Sometimes it's a long arrangement like a table,
Okay.
where they sit on either side and watch the teacher or watch each other. Sometimes it is a 2-on-2. Sometimes it is even a U-shaped thing, which has come in much later here. We have been doing it for a very long time. Even for doing various activities in the class, we spread them out. Learning may take place in 2x2 classroom system,
Yes, ma'am.
because of various reasons, but when we come to an activity, they spread themselves out in that system, and this has been happening for years together.
Great.
So it is nothing new for my school, at least.
That's fun. That's really good to hear, because now your 3-year-old kids are much ahead than the decisions come so late.
Absolutely they are.
Now-
They feel they're sitting in the same kind of a setup where the parents have been sitting in offices, and they're learning all kinds of setups around.
Yes. It just seems so monotonous. Matlab, the people who are already grown up are sitting on those regular sitting arrangements, and our nursery kids at St. Margaret's are enjoying their daily changing sitting
Absolutely,
arrangements.
because that's learning. That's what they look forward to, because each child needs something innovative happening every day.
Yes.
Otherwise, learning will become dull and monotonous.
The curious learners.
Yes, the curious learners.
Ma'am, I have heard a lot of people saying that teaching, especially the theoretical subjects, becomes really difficult. How do you think that we can make it more engaging and things?
It is again the engagement of the teacher. I would not say teaching has become monotonous or anything, because CBSE has been evolving its methods.
Yes.
There is competency based learning, there have been questions with critical thinking, and all this is making a child evolve more out of the textbook now. So there are lots of things which are happening around, and for that I am sure lots of measures are already being taken, so that it doesn't become monotonous at all.
Ma'am, can you share some motivational story of your school that could inspire all these
Yes,
students?
there is one story very close to my heart.
Great.
We had a student 2 years back. He was class 12 student. A very rarest of the rare case. Not a single leave taken in the whole academic year. Class 12 commerce student. He topped the school with 400s and a 93. And the child managed to do it because he was coming to school each and every day, even in between the exams. He would finish the exams, the next day he was here with us in the school. He would sit in the morning, he would write down his papers, get them checked from the teacher, ask the doubts, go and play in the playground, eat, and go home at 2 o'clock, which was a very simple school methodology. So I would say that was my school's child, and he managed to show us an example of such a thing around.
Yes, and actually it is so motivating.
Yes, we
because-
struggle to have children coming to school. Less than 75% attendance is a norm. But here was a child with 100% attendance, proving a very wonderful result.
That's the love for learning and love
Yes.
for the school, I must
Absolutely.
say.
And that year we had 3. There were 2 in class 10 as well. Almost the same kind.
Great. This shows that how much the better learning methodology.
We actually have a system of providing them enhancement classes, which
Okay.
happen every day. There are enhancement sections put up for them, sometimes in the morning as per the child's convenience, including the 0 period and a little earlier, where they sit in with the teacher and have one-to-one interaction as to what they have missed,
Okay.
the areas they are weak in, areas they have doubts. All those are cleared by the teachers during the enhancement class. Then I also have end of the chapter test. Now the test system is that you finish one chapter, you have an exam of say one test of 100 marks. The second test is for both the chapters, 40% of the first chapter, 60% of the, so there's nothing that is left behind.
Yeah,
So they keep on learning continuously.
Everything, each topic will be
Yes,
covered.
yes.
And great.
That's a methodology we follow.
Great efforts, ma'am. Ma'am, I have always seen a few reference books, I must say, but the books that comes in a series, how do you refer them? Matlab, how do you recommend that at what time should students learn?
See, first of all, NCERT textbooks are a must. Then they must have the sample papers, and these kind of series which give you those CBSE question papers aligned up in one book helps them to do practice work a lot. Children don't need another theory book around.
Yes.
Most of the time they need question banks, they need to practice, they need to get it checked. So for that they need to have more supply of questions and more critically based, and the kind of questions which they can answer in the board examination. So that sequence is required.
Okay, ma'am. One more thing, ma'am, like together with books, if I talk about particularly, they have series of books. CBSE question bank, then they comes with the PYQs, then they come with sample papers. Ma'am, actually, I just wanted to know that what sequence should a student follow while learning or practicing?
When they have finished a chapter, they must do chapter wise learning, which means chapter wise questionnaires.
Okay.
And when they move on to the next, it's very important for them to do the mixed bag of questions. What children focus on is, you pick up a chapter, you do a certain exercise, and you keep revising the same way. When you do a revision in this kind, you will be happy, the teacher would be happy, the parent would be happy.
Yes.
But when the question paper is set up, it's a mixed bag of questions from various chapters. So they need to practice more of practice question papers around.
Yes, they should. Ma'am, what are your thoughts on previous year question, ma'am? How does they help us to?
They give you a lot of insight into what kind of questions are set up, what are the kind of questions that get repeated, what are the kind of portions that you need to focus more on, and gives you a lot of things to practice and see what kind of areas that you need to, see and write and practice.
Yes.
So they do a lot of help around,
So
yes.
the crux of exam the students get. by
Yes.
these kind of things.
They get a hang of doing things also, unless and until child sits down for a 3 hours paper. You would never get to have that feel and hang of doing it in the examination.
Yes.
What they do is, if they don't do the practice questions around. Even if they do it, they will get up and move around and then come back and do it. If they sit at a stretch for 3 hours paper thinking that they're sitting in the examination hall, that practice paper, when checked by the teacher, gives an added advantage to the child for appearing well in the examination.
You have really given a very, very big tip to the board aspirants, because concentration or focus is something which is lacking. Otherwise, they can do, and with the help of
Absolutely.
teachers at your school.
They need to sit for 3 hours and do the papers as it is.
Yeah, they should.
They should.
Ma'am, how do you prepare students for the challenges of 21st centuries when they need to adapt and be globally
See,
aware?
21st century learner has to be emotionally strong. It has to be socially aware, apart from intellectually strong. These three factors actually combine together to make a child a good learner for the 21st century, ready for the next century, in fact, I would say. Next avenue for them. And there are so many avenues these days. You will not find most of the children, when I have my class assemblies in the school, we call it region.
Okay.
And we have children who come up with saying, I want to be so and so. When they come up with that so and so character, it's not always doctors and engineers. It may come up with a very short example of saying, I want to be a driver.
Oh.
I mean, it is because the child has observed and seen what an important job that is. It is not that it is just learning that. It is like children at various stages grow up learning what they see around.
Yes.
What they see around, and gradually they make up their choices for themselves, and that's what the learning part should be. It is not demeaning them, acha driver banna chahta hai, very wrong. No, the child is learning an art, maybe does a business or a startup out of it.
Yes.
So it is not dividing them from those criteria around. So the learning has to be very open, and the children are very open. Then we have a Samanvay program, wherein it's a connect between the parent and the teacher. We have experts who we call, we tell them whether it's counseling, guidance, anything. We have one-to-one interaction with the parents, the kind of challenges that they're facing around. Parents these days are facing more challenges than a teacher.
Indeed, they are facing.
A teacher can still hold the child in the class, the parent is not able to do so. They give up.
Yes.
And for them, the schools are there to help. So,
Indeed, and when the school and the principal is like you, then indeed
thank you very
that
much. It
has
is,
to be a great-
all educationists are like that. I'm not any different from them.
That's great, ma'am.
Yes.
Really, it is very good.
Most of the educators are working towards it with head, heart and soul, I would say.
That should be there, because
Yes.
a student, a parent, an individual solely relies on a school to build their future.
Yes, it is happening these days. Parents don't start the schooling very soon. They keep sending the child to a preschool.
Yes.
This bring the school. I get many of cases, child attending the school for the first time in class 1 or 2. The child does not know how to get associated with the social bonding, which is very essential.
Yes.
It is very essential, and that's what parents have to understand, and that's where the crux of using the mobiles, and most of the parents who come at the reception, sometimes they would give the younger one a mobile. वो बच्चा उससे खेल रहा है, it's fine. It is not.
Yeah.
It is not. The child has to be. अगर वो, if the child is sitting at the reception, he would watch 10 more things rather than into that window.
No, that means we are ultimately killing their observatory skills.
Absolutely, absolutely. Their observation is going away.
Yeah.
They're not able to observe. Take them out, they enjoy with their friends, even if it's a leaf color to be observed. We take them out for such outings and these such experiential learnings around. It is so essential.
Yes, it is, ma'am. Ma'am, how do you balance traditional values with the modern pedagogies?
Traditional values are very important because they need to learn whether it's respecting the teacher, even if it's a respect for the book, if it's a respect for the the system. They have to understand that, because ultimately the system is going to carry them forward to the revolutionary areas where they're going. And these days, thankfully, the parent and the teacher are very supportive of the fact what the child wants to be. The times have changed when they say नहीं डॉक्टर ही बनना है, ये तो डॉक्टर ही बनेगा, हम कुछ और नहीं बनाएंगे. No, the times have changed. Children are coming up with things, and so is the parent and the teachers supporting them. I think that's a big shift to the modern times.
Yeah, and keeping the traditional
Yes,
values intact.
absolutely, absolutely.
Great. Ma'am, what core philosophy guides the educational approach at your school?
My school's core philosophy is, of course, we say spread the light, and my children are trained to learn to respect each other. Importantly, value what they're learning. It's not only we have only a prayer in the morning which is in English only, it may be in Hindi. Today is Tulsi Jayanti as well as Premchand Jayanti.
Okay.
My children had a chopai from Ramayana spoken to them with the meaning in the prayer today.
Great.
So those things are dig deep into them to understand what maybe the parents are not able to give time to.
Yes.
मुंशी प्रेमचंद की कहानियों के बारे में इतना बताया जाएगा, एटलीस्ट द चाइल्ड विल बी टेम्प्टेड टू पिक अप वन बुक. We make sure that each special day is celebrated. Children participate in various activities of these kinds, and which helps them to build up their
Great. And I can say that you are actually working on the holistic development.
It is needed. It is needed because this is what we're going to bring them out as, training them as. This is what my school's philosophy is.
Great. Yeah. Really, really, very, very amazing it is.
Thank you.
Ma'am, how has your leadership evolved over the years in response to the changing student needs?
I have been a teacher for about 25 years of my life.
You have been a teacher?
Yes,
Correct.
I was a teacher, and moving on from the teacher's role to an administrator's job way back in 2010, it has made me learn things from a different perspective as well. It has helped me to see the child from a different angle. In a classroom, I was very close to the child. From an administrator's point of view, I see that the child needs that nurturing around, yet the parent also needs to come in fact. So a lot of things that I learned as a leader, and it's very important for me to have my teachers work as a team.
Yes.
I cannot evolve or take up any leadership role without them. So thankfully, I have a good team of teachers with me who have been here for more than 2 or 3 decades here. And I have a younger fresh blood as well, so I have a good combination of people who are working towards my children.
That's needed, ma'am, because the student need the right guidance at this.
See, as a leadership role, it is not important for me to evolve and grow. It is for them to grow under my leadership. I would like my children to grow up. They write books. Their books are being published. They have started participating in MUN, which they were not doing it earlier. They've been participating in a lot of inter-school, and there is a child in my school who's a national level archery player, national level taekwondo player, and these are girls.
Great.
These are girls. I'm very proud to share that with you.
Yeah, that's really very impressive.
Yes.
Very impressive it is.
Yes.
Because that's a sport usually we do not listen about in schools.
Again, it's a parent's contribution as well as schools.
School support.
Yes.
Indeed it is. Because ultimately students have to take leaves, they have to manage their study schedule.
They're doing it very well.
But if school support, then anything could be achieved.
Yes.
Anything could be achieved. Commendable, ma'am. It's really, the more I listen, the more I want to.
Thank you so much.
That's really great.
A teacher can go on and on.
Yes, it is.
The teacher in me will keep on going on and on.
The learning and the stories are never ending.
Yes.
But yes, anything that I have heard from you, anything that I have learned from you is going to go a long way with me.
Thank you so much, Namita. Thank you.
Thank you. It was really a very wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.